Welcome back to another video, and I'm going to be showing you how I built this kitchen. So, space is at a premium in this van, but there's a few things which this kitchen must have. The kitchen needs to have space for a fridge. We've already ran the wires through, so it's going to be a hardwired fridge. So you need to have space for about a 50-litre fridge freezer to sit in the kitchen. We also need space for a permanent hob to pull out and use. So I know that I won't be able to create a worktop, so we're going to have a pull-out hob which can be used whenever we need it and then stored back away. I'd also like space for water and pots and pans. Another thing which would be nice to have is space for food, but this isn't a must. I am able to store food under the bed, but obviously this will be better as closed storage, and if we can store all the food with the kitchen, that'd be great. I know I'm not gonna be able to get a worktop in here or any way to do any cooking, so I'm gonna ignore that and then come up with a different solution using a table for a later date. But that's enough talking. Let's get on to building this kitchen. So the kitchen's gonna sit in this section of the van here, which, as you see on the previous episode, we ran the cables through for the fridge. So we're gonna have a kitchen on this section. It's gonna go all the way nearly to the top. And you were going to sit here, so we're going to start taking some measurements now to create some designs. So I've brought the bed fully out just so we know how far it comes, so we're able to make the kitchen up to it. So I'm going to probably put the kitchen very close to maybe like this point, just to maximise the amount of space we've got here. Now built up onto CAD. As you can see, it'll fit over the wheel arch really well. There's two cupboards at the front, and then there's also side access to this cupboard from the sliding door. So now we've made the design, it's time to start making the base unit of the kitchen. So I just now need to build this section here, which is going to go up to the top and create a box section here for storage. So for dimensions wise, this is about 250 to 300 mil along there. So plenty of space for water carriers. And that is the base of the kitchen framework done. So we've got our two cupboards here, and then access here as well. We'll have a shelf on here and then a hob drawer, which will continue building up to the height of that wall there. So yeah, I need to work out how wide the hob drawer is going to be so we can then start building further up and get it to the right height. So now we've got this base done, it's time to start working out the dimensions and coming up with a design for the next half of the kitchen. I'm looking at dimensions with the width of the hob and then also the width of the fridge, which is going to go on top. I think I'm not going to do a shelf here, just going to get flush along here and just keep going up at this height up to around here. So in here I'll have a hob drawer sat here and then build up there with a fridge sitting around this area here. So we also need to account for the fridge, which I've not got yet, but the height of that as well. This is the CAD file for the full kitchen design done. So as you can see, I've just added onto the bottom section which we previously made, and this is including the hob drawer and the shelves. So I'm just going to focus on building the hob drawer first, which I'm just zooming in to show you now. So the hob will sit inside this drawer and pull out when it's needed to be used. And that's the next lot of wood cut. So you can see where we'll have the space for the hob drawer, the little shelf we're going to make, and then the opening for it to come out here. So I've also just had the rails for the hobs delivered, so they're going to sit there. We'll allow it to be pulled out into the doorway so we can sit in the doorway and cook. So I'm super happy with this. So all the cut wood is now laid out and I've sanded it down, ready to varnish it. All the wood's varnished, so I'm just starting to assemble it now. So this is how it's going to look. So I've already just attached these end bits together now. So now it's just lining it all up and then attaching it all together and attaching it to the base. And that's the frame all made up. Yeah, this is looking great. So now it's time. So now the frame's made up, I'm just going to start fitting the rails for the hob drawer now. So now the frame's made up, I'm going to fit the rails for the hob drawer. The rails in for both hob drawers. I'll just show you how this works now. So I've done it like this so that when you're stood outside the van you can cook with the hob inside the sliding door. So yeah, when they're pulled out you can see that it comes well into the sliding door, so you can stand here and cook. That will also mean you'll be under the awning on the awning rail, which I've attached there, so it's dry if it's rained. So this kitchen's turned out better than expected. As you can see from the designs which I've made, we're going to get everything which we required into it, and maybe a bit more, which is really, really good. So yeah, we'll just keep building it along. We'll focus on the help drawer next, and then we'll move on up and keep building the fridge area and everything like that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.